This question is not from me, but from a friend of mine, and she wanted to know if there were, if you could talk us about your experience on the Rush and the set of Once Upon a Time, and how different they were as set, and if you did any friends there.
Yeah, I mean, well, Once Upon a Time was a very brief job for me. I was only there for about 3 or 4 days, but I did get to work with Robert Carlyle, who's a bit of a hero of mine, and he's very nice. He's not as intimidating as you might think. But Rush, Rush was, it was a big job for me because it was my first kind of big job in America. But I loved that show. I really loved that show, and I was really disappointed when we didn't do any more of it. But it was. I don't think if I hadn't done Rush, I wouldn't have done Lucifer. It's one of those things in life. So what's for you won't go past you, as my granddad used to say. But yeah, it was a great experience. I'm still friends with a lot of the people from Rush, with Sarah, who played Eve, my assistant, and with Lorenz, and with Rick Gonzalez, who I see quite a lot, or did see quite a lot in Vancouver, because he was working on Arrow recently. But yes, it was a good bunch of people.
Thank you.
Does that answer your question?
I think it does.
Ask your friend if it answers her question. Thank you.
Hi Tom.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Firstly, I love your acting.
Thank you.
You're very good.
I try.
I'm gonna ask the question back to you. What is your biggest desire?
Well, it's not to open a cat sanctuary, that's one. My biggest desire at the moment is that we get some fucking good people running this world at the moment. That's my biggest desire. That we talk some sense into my people from my country, and America does the right and proper thing and gets rid of that idiot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That escalated quickly.
Controversial answer.
Okay, I'm going to dial it back down a little bit, take it back a bit further.
Yes, step away from politics, come on.
And the first thing I ever saw you in was when you did Shakespeare Retold, Much Ado About Nothing.
That's one of my favourite jobs I ever did.
It's one of my favourite jobs you ever did as well. Still watch it a lot. I don't know how many people here have seen it. No?
You should watch it, it's really good. I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. I'm the worst thing in it. There you go.
You are not. Okay, so for anyone who knows Much Ado About Nothing, Claudio, who's your character, and Hero get together happily at the end in Shakespeare's original. Not so much because she gives you the boot in your version.
That's right. We thought that was more appropriate after what a dick he was to her.
But exactly. I just kind of wondered what your thoughts were about that, because it was this kind of...
Well, because it was a modern take on it, and one of the I think, I love Much Ado as a play. I think it's a great play, but it is one of those kind of weird flaws at the end of the play where you go, hold on a minute, you've just done this whole thing to Hero, and now she's just openly taking you back.
Because you sang her a morbid song.
Because I sang her a morbid song. I know, and what I loved in our version was he's like, would you ever consider having me back? And she's like, I don't think so, Claudio. And he's like, okay, all right. Ever? No, okay. No, it was good, and Billie Piper, who played Hero in that, was just brilliant, and she's got a real strength to her, Billie, and I think it wouldn't have been right if we'd sort of got together at the end. But I'm so glad you watched that, because it's literally one of my favourite jobs I've ever done. I will always remember that job.
Me too, we watch it a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, thanks for coming, of course.
Thanks for having me.
So, what are some situations or aspects of Lucifer that you would like to see or play?
What, that we haven't done already?
Yeah, yes, that you haven't done already.
Okay. Well, I have to say, like one of the things that we've been restricted by because we've been shooting in Vancouver was Lucifer's car. We haven't really been able to use Lucifer's car an awful lot. So I'd really like to get in that car and have a proper chase with someone and like do all the driving myself.
Do you do the driving yourself when you? Because you have driven it.
Yeah, I've driven it a few times. I do most of the driving. I do the stopping and the starting.
That's more than I can do.
Which is quite difficult to hit a mark on the car. Yeah, and then whatever they'll let me do. But a lot of the time, if it's quick, like that whole sequence where we're chasing the jet down the runway, I did a lot of that, but I didn't do the big handbrake turn, unfortunately. They wouldn't let me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
There's a lot of ladies here who
There are. You're right.
perhaps have been a little bit flustered to meet you and David and all the other very handsome men that are here. And I'm wondering if you've ever had an embarrassing encounter with somebody in a celebrity position that you've thought, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here.
Well, I was at Comic-Con last year, right? And as you see, we get sort of taken about the bowels of the hotel or the conference centre, wherever you're at. And now and again you bump into people, you know, other people. So I've bumped into a few people. And last year I bumped into Sigourney Weaver. Right? I know. I was there. And I did that thing, and I just walked up to her and I went, Sigourney, I am such a big fan of yours. I think you're fantastic. And she looked at me and she went, yeah, that's because you don't know me. And she walked up. True story.
The other side. I think it's the other side.
Oh, sorry. Hi.
Hi. One thing I've loved about season 2 is Lucifer and Amenadiel getting along better. Do you prefer playing it when they're fighting or when they're getting along a bit more?
Well, I really enjoyed that relationship. Full stop. DB Woodside is a great actor, and we do have a lot of fun with that dynamic. But I think I like it when they get along, but I love the fact that there's always some simmering resentment there, you know. And we actually just filmed an episode, which is going to be part of season 3. We did these 4 standalone episodes, and it's the episode where Lucifer arrives in Los Angeles for the first time. And it's a very Amenadiel and Lucifer-centric episode. And we had a lot of fun. And at one point, we end up in an MMA octagon. You know, solving crimes.
The moment in the start of the last episode where they were almost started fighting and Mum had to intervene.
Yes. Yes, when he punched me in the face, trying to get me angry. Yeah, I love that side of things, and also bringing Mum into the equation. We love the idea that, you know, we've got these 2 like over 6 foot guys, and they're very chastened by their mum from time to time. They're very much the small boys to their mother. And you know, those sort of scenes are really fun. The scene, like doing the therapy scene with Linda last year, was a lot of fun. Long may it continue. I think, you know, when they're getting on, it's good. When they're not getting on, it's good. So.
Hi, I'm asking another question. What is your favorite song, or does lately song stuck in your head?
The latest song stick in my head. Well, my 2 favourite albums from last year. Michael Kiwanuka, who did an album called Love and Hate, which is fantastic. He's a British singer-songwriter. And then we used a couple of songs in our show from an Icelandic band called Kallio. You know them? That album is my favourite album of this last year, and yeah, every song on it is fantastic. But I think, you know, if I was going to pick one, it would probably be Way Down We Go. Yeah. You know, it's just an epic song. Do you know the song I'm talking about?
Actually no, but I'll check it out.
Check it out. K-A-L-E-O. Kallio. And they're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone's so polite. No, you. No, you. You. Oh.
You played Sanred in Berlin, which goes back a few years.
Gosh, yeah.
I thought you were great and I loved it. So
Thank
I
you.
wondered, was there any storyline you would have liked Sanred? I mean, Sanred just kind of kept trying and kept not quite succeeding. Is there anything you would have particularly liked him to have succeeded at?
Not dying?
It was a bit brutal when you got
It was a
killed.
bit brutal, wasn't it? I had a lot of fun doing that show. Again, it involves horses. I mean, we did. I had this fantastic horse on that show, whose name in real life was Mr. P. And it was just like, I mean, I'm not a great horse rider, but that horse made me feel like I was. And so, like, we did a few days where we were like, out in the woods and stuff, and like just going around Welsh mountainsides. And I was like, I could do this for a lot longer, but then they killed me. So. Sorry about that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that does, thank you.
Lovely, thank you.
Hi. So we were talking about Doctor Who later, and I don't know if you know, but Neil Gaiman actually praised you as a very Doctor-esque Lucifer, and says you were brilliant and very like Doctor Who. So for a while, if you search Tom Ellis on Google, Tom Ellis Doctor Who came out, and there was a rumor that you were absolutely going to be the next Doctor.
Yeah.
So that was, yeah.
I love reading stuff about myself. It's true.
And so my question was, do you ever Google yourself? And when you do, what's the most strange thing that you find out?
I mean, yes, I have Googled myself. You know, there are various things that come up when I Google myself. I'd like them not to be quite so damning sometimes, but yeah, no, I mean, there's nothing that surprises me. I mean, when I Wikipedia myself, I find out that I was born a year later than I was in a town that I wasn't born in, and I've got a different middle name. But apart from that, yeah. Thank you.
Hi again.
Hello again.
So it's not a perfect question, but would you like to spin the wheel again?
I think that's a yes. Okay. Hold on, let's have a look what the options are first.
No cheating.
No cheating? Okay, look up. All right. Can't bear the tension. Sing or dance? What does that mean?
You have to sing and dance for us.
I have to sing and dance?
Yeah.
Goodness me. You put your left foot in, your left foot out, in, you shake your own back. You do the hokey cokey, work your turn around. That's what it's all about. Everybody! Oh, hokey cokey. Thanks. I feel like I'm on Butlins. Only the British people get that. What am I doing?
Hi.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you. Please don't make me sing all dance.
I was wondering, as an actor, when you watch other TV shows or films, can you shut out your profession and enjoy the TV or film and watch it as a fan, or are you thinking from an actor's perspective, or how you would portray that role?
That is a really good question. Not that I'm surprised. You look like you would do a really good question. Do you know, I know when I'm really enjoying something when I stop thinking from a technical point of view. So sometimes I do watch stuff and it's very difficult to kind of like distance myself and think, oh, how did they shoot that, or how did they do this? But when I become completely immersed and don't think like that, afterwards I go, oh God, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, if something's really, really good and sort of takes over you, then I don't. But there are times when I'm watching stuff going, how on earth did they do that? Or, gosh, that was terrible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, hello again.
Hello again.
This is a question that is a continuation of the last question. What do friends and family that are close to you and that know you give you as a response when they see you on screen? are they totally enthralled or do they totally laugh at you? I'm just wondering.
They're totally ashamed. No, my family at first, you know, found it a bit sort of weird seeing me on TV when I first started acting. But I have to say, my little sister is probably she's not that small. My little she's tired. My little sister is probably like my biggest fan.
Is that the one who's your twin?
No, I've got 3 sisters.
Okay.
I'm like Chekhov. My little sister, Naomi, who's a nurse, I know, God, they all do really good, proper jobs, and I just dick around. She said to me actually, which is the biggest compliment I've had since been doing Lucifer, she said, I love Lucifer, and for the first time I watched it and didn't think I was watching my brother.
Wow! Yay!
That was cool. Can't bear the tension.
Hi.
Hello.
I was wondering, I either read or saw an interview where you said you come from a pretty religious family.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how they saw, like, when they heard you were playing Lucifer, if they had any negative...
We don't talk anymore.
I'm only asking
No,
because, like, my mom freaked out when she said she saw me watching something like Lucifer came out, and like, what are you watching?
Did she give you a hard time about it? The phone? Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, first off, I grew up in a religious family, but I have, you know, my experience of religion was very positive in terms of it was about, you know, the good side of Christianity, like forgiveness, understanding, tolerance, love, peace, letting people just get on. And, you know, I'm all for that. It was weird doing a show called Lucifer in America that before the show was even on, there was a group of people that tried to get the show banned, right? What a fun bunch they are. And the thing was, they hadn't seen the show. Now, for me, that says more about them than it does about our show, right?